in my previous video here, I was complaining about how terrible my brassicas were doing. You know, the cabbages and cauliflower and broccoli and things like that. And I think it was the heat that I couldn't control the heat in the greenhouse well enough, because it's been extra hot this year. But now I've got another greenhouse that, you know, I'm able to control the temperature a lot better. So let's go in there and I'll show you. You know, it shows that the temperature really, you know, makes all the difference. So come on, let's go in here and see. It's a south-facing greenhouse. It's basically tacked onto the side of my garage here. And because it's a smaller space, I can control the temperature a lot better. It's got a small swamp cooler in it, and the swamp cooler does really well. But you'll see here when we go in that temperature, as long as everything else is reasonably controlled, really makes all the difference. So come on in here. Okay, this is it. Now it's not much. Let me grab the camera and then I'll show you how well these things are growing in here. Right now it's the middle of October. We're getting close to the middle. I think it's the 10th of October. So the temperatures have started cooling down quite a bit. So it's even more easy to control the temperature in here. And brassicas like temperatures 70 degrees or thereabouts, you know, roughly speaking, and cooler at night. And these really have responded to that. It's because that's kind of what we've got in here. So let me grab the camera and show you how well they're doing in here. You can compare it to the previous video where in the other greenhouse where I tried to grow them all summer long, and you know, it was in the 80s and the 90s in there, and they just didn't do well. And the temperature really makes a difference. So here we go. Okay, so let's start down here. What I've got, I'm sure you've seen this if you've been following me. This is a couple of trays here of water, and as you can see, the water's coming in. And the way I've got this set up, as you can see here, I've got some flower pots that are sitting in the water, and there's about an inch of water or so. You can even see it better right here. And that's what waters this, is the water flowing through here. So it's really, I guess, a hybrid aquaponic, you know, hydroponic kind of thing, because I've just got flower pots floating in, or set down in some trays of water. Anyway, so let's have a look. Now look at this. Look at the top, how well these are growing. These are, see, let's show my hand up here. These are huge. Well, they'll get a lot bigger, and I'm not sure which kind of brassicas those are. As you can see as we walk along here, see, they're doing extremely well. And you know, they've got a lot of growth to them. Look how well they're doing. And down here, this row here is doing quite well too. Now it's not doing quite as well down here as up there, but it is doing well. And what's remarkable about it is I planted these after I planted these, which kind of says to me something about the placement. Maybe they like it better closer to the roof for some reason. I don't know. But now you look here on the bottom one here, and you can see that these first three up here are doing quite well. And they're just great. And what we got here, just so you know, this is some lettuce that's gone to seed, and I've just let it go, and you save seeds that way. So I'm going to use those. I think that's romaine lettuce. But anyway, and here's another one. See, now here's one that didn't work out, and here's one that's not working out. So I'm going to pull that out. And there's a carrot, and there's another empty one there, and this one's not working out either, because it should be at least as good, or you know, comparable to these. But anyway, most of these are doing fine. Now look at this one. This is the best one. Look at that, a little head of broccoli. Now that's not very big, see, but still it's working. And you can see there's other little broccoli heads forming too. Now I was hoping it would be a great big head of broccoli before you got anything else, but I'm not sure why. It looks like, you know, the flowers might be trying to form, but I hope not. But anyway, I think I'm not sure. I'm not an expert at that. But anyway, it's growing quite well. So I'm kind of pleased with this. Now, this greenhouse is small enough, and one other thing too, it's double insulated. See the glass here, or the plastic here? See, there's another layer on the outside. I don't know if it's obvious, see it looking at through the window here, but there's 2 layers here. And also there's 2 layers up here. I don't know if you can see that very easily. 2 layers here. And so what I'm going to do here is in the wintertime, when it gets really cold, I'm going to put a small space heater in here that should easily handle this and keep these growing. So anyway, this is my little tiny south greenhouse. And this is one of the first ones I built here on the property. And boy, it performs the best. It's just kind of small, so you don't get a lot of productivity out of it. But with this, I'd have to take that back. Maybe you do get a lot of productivity out of it, because just for my wife and I, and if I could keep the broccolis growing all year round, I can have plenty of broccoli in our refrigerator. If we get a broccoli head or a cauliflower head or Brussels sprouts or something like that, or cabbage even, you know what, it lasts us probably a week or 2 weeks. And if you can see how many we've got here, there's about 6 here, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can see what I'm getting at is along this entire grow bed here, you could probably put 30 brassicas in there, and the same down here, 30 here, and at least 30 over here. And so that's 30, that's 12, that's 120 brassicas that this could probably support. Or is that right? 90, yeah, 90. 90 brassicas we could support at one time. And if all you could do was rotate them, in other words, when you pick one, you plant another one, so forth. And you pick one, and you plant another one. And just keep rotating it so that there's always something there to eat, something to harvest, and something new growing up to replace it behind it. I think this would be a great wintertime, summertime greenhouse. So anyway, it's not that big of an area, but you can see that even with a small area like this, you can grow a lot of food. And what is this? Is 8 feet wide here? It is 8 feet wide. I remember when I built it, 8 feet wide, and I think it's about 20 feet long, maybe 24 feet long, something like that. It's not really very big. Anyway, this is doing really well, and we'll let this grow some more, and hopefully we'll be able to pick that broccoli head off of there before it turns to flowers. Before it starts flowering. I hope it gets a lot bigger than that. But anyway, things are growing really good, and compared to the other greenhouse, and it's all about heat, really. I think for these kind of plants, it's about heat. Anyway, see you later. See you next time.